Hey guys, this is Karthika Kandwal from Apex FinServe and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for tomorrow's trading session. I hope you guys had a green expiry trading session today. It was not particularly exciting with the indices. Bank Nifty was weak, whereas Nifty pretty much held strong to its position, which which is working in my favor because I do have a positional long running on Nifty. But apart from the indices, even the watchlist performed pretty nicely today. We had a good green trading session. I hope the same goes for you too. Now for tomorrow's watch list trades and tomorrow's trades in general, the index outlook. Let's starting with the first one. We have simply jumbled up these scripts and we have also changed a couple. We'll see them starting with the first one, PL. Now PL, we are going to go for a breakout trade on this one. If you are able to see, if you were to draw trend lines, you would have converging trend lines at this point. And once that is broken on the upside, that is where we'd like to enter. So the idea is to take a long position above 1375, stop loss at 1355, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, just dial, we are going to go for a short trade of a psychological resistance as well as a supply zone as well as a resistance level at 400. So very simple trade really. If you go back and check the interaction at that point, then every time it has to either cross it impulsively or it has crossed it slowly and not sustained or simply fell off from that point. So the idea is to take a short position at 400, stop loss at 405, ideal targets 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one. Now this is new. This is escorts. Most of you will be familiar with this script. It is a pretty nice script. Now here we are going to go for a breakout trade similar to the one that we had in Pale, but we are going to go long above the breakout of the previous swing points, which is 1235 or 1235. Once that is broken, we would like to initiate new longs. So the simple trade idea is long above 1235, stop loss at 1220, ideal targets close to 1% on the upside. Now if you're smart enough, you can you might trail this one, because if you see the impulsive move that it has had, the meteoric rise, then the momentum might be carried on henceforth too if that level is broken strongly. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. Now MFSL, we are going to go for a more or less of a role reversal trade. 600 has acted as resistance in the past too, as you can see. Now this was February last interaction, but that's fine, that's not really an issue. We had an interaction a couple of trading sessions earlier as well, but that was not the kind of interaction that we could particularly count upon, because most of the times when it came, it was either the opening of the session or the closing of the session, so nothing really concrete. But based on the previous interaction and also with the fact that it is a big round number, psychological support, it might become one. So the idea is to take a long at 600, stop loss at 590, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Oro Pharma. In Oro Pharma, we are going to go for a breakout trade on this one. Once it breaks the point of 840, then we would like to go for longs. Now the reason why 840 is, if you look at the length of the impulse sell-off that it had, and after that it made a lower high, and then it was supposed to continue down, but from then on it has transitioned into a weak higher high higher low structure within the lower low swing leg. So if this point of 840 is broken, then that is roughly slightly more than a 50% retracement of that impulse sell-off or the lower low swing leg, which means that lower low swing leg is invalidated and it might continue on the upside again. So the idea is to go for a long position above 840, stop loss at 830, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Lupin. Now this one we are going to go for an aggressive breakout trade of 970, because that is a strong it was a demand zone, now it's a supply zone. If that is being sustained, or if that is being pierced and then sustained on a candle closing basis, if you want to be very very conservative, then you can treat it that way too. But for us, it is going to be a straight aggressive long above 970, stop loss at 958, ideal targets 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, SR Transfin. Now SR Transfin, we are going to go for a long position at 685. We have taken this multiple times. It is a good strong demand zone. It has acted out multiple times in the past, and we expect it to hold up again this time. Very simple trade, support, the idea of support coming into play again. Buy at 685, stop loss at 675. Ideal targets at 1% on the upside. Moving on to the next one, Apollo Hospital. Apollo Hospital, similar to SR Transfen, simple idea of support coming into play. Going for fresh long positions at 1650, stop loss at 1630. Ideal targets 1% on the upside, because it is a support as well as a demand zone. So if it's interacting with that, we do expect a impulse advance move to follow. Let's see what happens. Now moving on to the indices. Now indices, I told you guys, Nifty, it has to break out of that range to give you any move, and it has not. So as of now, for positional, it remains bullish for me. Now again, if just taking you back to the daily trade or the daily time frame based trade that I had taken on Nifty, I hope you guys are able to see the chart now. So that is still more or less intact. The trade is still intact. If you look at the today's candle that is formed, we had a supply zone there. Now that supply zone, it was not drawn on the daily time frame, but that is still being held up pretty nicely. We had a zone and that is being held on at that particular point. Now I do expect Nifty to go to at least 11,650, 11,700, and then possibly even the break of this big engulfing candles high. I am definitely bullish on Nifty, of course, as long as this engulfing low is still kept intact. Now as of now, if you want to take a trade on Nifty, I would suggest every dip is a point to take fresh longs, because if you consider just the engulfing candle, then today it did pierce the 50% retracement of that engulfing candle. Now it depends how tomorrow is going up. If that if tomorrow's candle on the daily time frame closes above 11,550, 11,570, then I am pretty certain that it's going to see 11,700, 11,752 again. Let's see how it goes though. Now coming back to our time frame of the 15-minute charts. Now for entries, I don't really have aggressive entry points on Nifty as of now. But again, if you want to take longs, then you can go for longs near 11,500, 11,450. I have a positional entry there. Now when we talk about the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 11,600 with 953,000 added contracts. Significant at 11,800 with 585,000 added contracts. On the support side of things, we have immediate support at 11,500 with 781,000 added contracts, and significant support at 11,400 with 763,000 added contracts. Now both the sides, the writers on the calls as well as the puts, they seem pretty confident about their stance. So we don't really have a deduction from the option chain as of now. When we talk about the PCR comes out to be at 0.95. For some reason, the option buyers are still, in simple words, they are still bearish. I don't really know what makes them think so, but that is their viewpoint. Who am I to say? Now, for intraday trades, as I said, prefer to go long somewhere close to 11,480, 11,500, or aggressive shorts near 11,600, depending on your risk appetite. Now, moving on to the next one and the crowd favorite, Bank Nifty. Now, Bank Nifty, it had a swift fall today. Yesterday, from the option chain, pretty much it was evident that Bank Nifty is a bit weaker than Nifty. Nifty had strong put writing, whereas Bank Nifty did not have that kind of put writing. Now for tomorrow on Bank Nifty, I would say you can go for longs if this zone is being sustained, or you can also go for shorts if this zone is being rejected. If it is being sustained, then the next target is on the upside at 23,800. If it is being rejected, then the next target is on the downside at 23,300. So either way, you have a 200 to 250 points move pending on Bank Nifty. Which side does it actually go in, that remains to be seen tomorrow. Now when we talk about the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 23,800 with 117,000 added contracts. Significant at 24,000 with 332,000 added contracts. On the support side, we have immediate at on the support side, we have 23,500 with 186,000 added contracts. Well, more or less the current market price really. And significant support at 23,000 with 228,000 added contracts. Let's see, here as well, just like Nifty, we don't really have a strong conviction based on the writers. Both of them seem more or less equally strong. Now, when we talk about the PCR for BNF, that comes out to be at zero point 0.7, which is very, very neutral. There's no bias. So, as of now, still Nifty does look stronger than Bank Nifty. From the option chain side of things, neither Nifty nor Bank Nifty have a quick decisive entry point that is visible on the option chain. So I would suggest rely more on the charts for tomorrow rather than the option chain. Just my 2 cents. Now I hope you guys had a good green trading session today, and I hope you have an even better one tomorrow. If you want all these charts, if you want the option chain analysis, or simply the watch list, then feel free to check us out on Telegram at the rate Apex Finserv, Instagram, Twitter too. You can pretty much find us on every single platform. And as usual, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment something nice, press that bell notification icon too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.